And welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to overlay an image on live camera preview in Expo React Native for Android application using Camera X and Media 3 effect. So let's get started. So first I'll show you guys the output. I have recorded the output, so I'll just play this video. Here you can see it asks for camera permission first. As soon as I give the camera permission, here you can see we are downloading this image from an internet. So this is not bundled with my application. So here we are passing an image URL, and once we have that image, we are displaying it along with the live preview. Just to show it to you again, here you can see I'm moving my camera as well, and then I can just click on the capture button. Once the capture button is clicked, the image is captured and displayed inside an image view. So yeah, let's see how to do this. So here what the next step is to create an Expo React Native project. So you can just run this command inside your terminal and it will create an Expo React Native project for you. It will ask you for your app name, just give it some app name. Now just to quickly show you the documentation as well, there are multiple ways to create an Expo React Native project. I'm using this blank TypeScript template as you can see over here, but if you want you can use all these other templates as well. The reason I'm using this blank TypeScript template is because it creates a blank less boilerplate code with TypeScript support. That's why. Okay, once that is done, you need to go to this URL over here. So like I said, will be writing native code. I'm not using any third-party library. Also the Expo version which I'm using is 53.0.2. Unfortunately, the Expo guys have still not updated to React Native 80, which has been released a month ago from the time me recording this video, but they still haven't updated it. I don't know why, but anyways, for our case this is fine. There I don't think there will be any breaking changes as such. So just go to this URL next. So here you will have to select Android device, select development build, and I have already done all these steps. So here you will have to select your own operating system. I have already ran this command. I have set the Java home as well. I've also set up Android Studio as well. So if you haven't done this, you will have to follow this documentation, then do this particular bit of stuff, then do this particular bit of stuff. Then you will have to cd to your application, so the Expo React Native application inside your terminal, the cd to my app or whatever is your Expo React Native project name, and then just run this command. So this will install this Expo dev client dependencies as well. So you'll have to run this command. Once you run this command, you will have to run this command over here, npx expo run android. Once you run this command, you should see this Android folder being created for you. It will also ask you like, do you want to run your application on a simulator or a real device? So you don't have to run it, you can just press Ctrl C. We'll run it at the very end once the application is done, once we finish writing code, because we will be writing native code, right? So you can't just hot reload or hot refresh. You will have to run it from the start, so no point in running it now. Okay, then we need to create this module. So for that you need to go to this particular documentation. Like I said, this is only for Android, so we are not concentrating on iOS. So I'll open it inside a new tab, and here you can see you first need to run this command. Okay, then it will ask you some questions like what should be the module name. Don't enter anything, just press enter. That's it, and it will give you this. It should create this folder for you, modules, my module. That's it. Okay, now I'll just close this. Now few things which you need to do. So first you need to go to the src folder, go to my module.type.ts, and here you can see this is the URL. Like, this is the thing which we will use for sending, this key we will be using for sending the image URL from native Android side to Expo React Native side. Okay, now here I have commented this particular thing out. Now this all thing was present by default, I have not added this by myself. I will tell you what I have changed. I have commented these two things out. Now don't get confused by this URL and this URL. This URL is for sending the data back from native Android side or from native side to Expo React Native side, and this basically is a prop. We are not using any prop, so I have commented this out. And this particular thing is same what I have written over here. I have just changed the name on image taken, just so that it makes more sense in our case. That's why, that's the only thing which I have changed. Okay, and I don't think I have changed anything inside my module. Just check once. I think this should be the same for you as well. Then once that is done, you need to go to the Android folder. You need to go to build.gradle, and here you need to add this dependencies block. So here you need to add this camera core, then this camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view, then Android X camera media 3 effect, which is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, and this media 3 effect as well. If this library does become stable, make sure you use the stable version. then Android X app compat 1.7.0 as well. Okay, once you add all this, you need to go to the main Android folder, go to app, src, main, android manifest.xml, and here you can see we need to add two things. First is this uses feature of Android hardware camera as well as this camera permission. So make sure you add these two things. Now we also require this write external storage, but this was added by default when we create an Expo React Native project, so I don't need to add it. Okay, and also the internet permission is a good thing to do. Okay, once that is done, let's just see how to use it. We'll see the implementation in a bit. So just go to app.tsx, and here are all the imports which I have written, so feel free to pause the video and copy all these imports. Then here we have one state for image URL, one state just to check whether camera permission was granted or not. Then here I am just checking whether the Android version is greater than 10 or not, greater than equal to 10, because from Android 10 we don't require the write external storage permission. So that's what I'm doing over here inside this method. Depending on the Android version, we are asking for the required permission, and here you can see once the permission has been granted, we just change the state of this particular variable over here as well. Okay, and inside use effect we just call this particular method over here. Once image URL is not equal to empty, then we'll just display the image using the image React Native image element. If it is empty, like at the default it is empty, and if camera permission is granted, then we just display this camera preview as well as our capture button. Else we just say display a text saying camera permission not granted, and these are the styles for that particular thing as well. Okay, then again you need to go to module, my module, go to src java, and here you first need to go to my module.kt. Okay, first you need to add this particular import. Now why we need to add this? Because we need to annotate this my module @ unstable API. This is because this media 3 effect libraries are bit like this is an alpha, right? But this unstable API is because of this particular library. Even though this is stable, the API is bit unstable. This is one of the quirks of Android development. Hopefully by the time you guys watch this video, they hopefully resolve this issue, but at least at the time of me recording we need to add this. Okay, and rest everything I have kept it as it is. Then just scroll down, and here inside my module we have commented this out because we are not passing any prof. So to comment out things in Kotlin, you just have to add this // and here also I have commented this out, events on load, and here I have this events on image taken because that's the type which we are using over here, right? That's why I'm using events on image taken. That's the only change which you need to make. Now let's see the actual code on how to do this. Is you need to go to this my module view.kt file. Inside this file you will see some code inside this my module view class, so you will have to delete the basic boilerplate code which is present by default. Then you need to copy all this imports. So I'll simply scroll through this file. Feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports. Okay, now we are annotating this class with @unstable API because we are using the media 3 API which is still bit unstable, and given that this class is annotated with unstable and we are using it inside my module.kt, that's why my module.kt is also annotated with @unstable. Then here we have this event dispatcher of on image taken, which will help us to send data from a native Android side to Expo React Native side. Here we get hold of our activity. Here is our frame layout. Then here is our camera preview, image capture. Here we initialize our button. Here we initialize our preview view. Here is our camera executor service. Then this is the process camera provider. Here we get the back facing lens. Then we set the layout params for our frame layout. We add it to our view, parent view. Then viewfinder is basically the camera preview which you see, live camera preview. We set layout params for that as well. Here we call this method. I'll come back to this what exactly this does, but here we add our viewfinder to our frame layout. Then we set the text background color, text color and alpha as well. And here we set the button layout params to our button as well. Then we add the capture button to our frame layout. We add a quick listener as well. Here we override on attached window, and if we have the camera permission, then we do viewfinder.post setup camera. Then here we call on detach from window. Then we shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Then here is the code which I was talking about. So this I have copied it from this particular URL. So this is basically a issue which has been open in React Native's repo since past 8 years. They have still not fixed it. So this is basically a hack which we need to write. If you don't write this, you will see just a black camera screen and not your actual live camera preview. That's why we need to write this. Then here we call setup camera, in which we get our camera provider feature as well as we get the add listener. Then here we call this bind camera use case. Here we get the rotation. Here we assign our camera provider. Here we get the initialize our camera selector. Here is our aspect ratio strategy. Here is our resolution selector as well. Here we initialize our preview view. Here we initialize our image capture as well. Then we do use case group dot builder, add our preview use case as well as image capture. Here is our media 3 effect as well. Then here we do immutable list dot builder, passing our media 3 effect, and here we call this particular method. Then we add that effect to our effects array. Then we do effects dot build, setting our effects to our media 3 effect. Then we do use case group builder dot add effect media 3 effect, unbind our camera provider. Here we get hold of our camera, we assign it to the camera object. Then we just assign the surface provider to a viewfinder dot surface provider. Here we call take photo. Here we get hold of our image capture. Then here we define the name for our file. Then we use content values dot apply, passing in the display name, mime type, and if Android version greater than p, we also set the relative path. Then here we do image capture dot output file option. Then we do image capture dot take picture, override the on image saved, and here we save send the URI of the saved image back to React Native side. Then here we unbind our camera provider. This is just a helpful method just to check whether we have the camera permission or not. Sorry, one more thing. This I'll show you this method. This actually contains the exact code of overlaying image on our live camera preview. Okay, so sorry, here just a helpful method just to check whether we have camera permission or not, and here I have defined our variables. Now this is the method like I said, for overlaying image on a live camera preview. So here is our immutable list. Here I have defined static overlay settings. I have set the rotation degree, alpha scale, as well as the scale, and here you can see this is the image URI I am passing. So here you can replace it with your own image URL, whatever you want to display. Then here we convert it to a bitmap overlay, add it to our overlays builder, and then we just build it. And if this is empty, we pass null, else we initialize an overlay effect, passing in our overlays. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.